show you this, but I will explain it. Built into this device, you have switch access. How many people might work with, of course you never know who's going to walk in the door, right? Or you know, wheel through the door in a wheelchair in terms of our learners. But who's worked with students with physical disabilities? So they might use switch access to, historically it was the computer. So they're not directly accessing the keyboard, but they're hitting a switch with switch scanning software and accessing information and producing information. Switch control built right into the iPads. And I've never seen another tablet with that feature. Okay, so I can make this whole screen into my switch, or I can have external switches, and that student would be accessing that information. I'm not saying it's easy. It requires quite a bit of cognitive ability and even physical accuracy ability to hit that switch when it's appropriate, but it is built right in. Very exciting. And the other thing is assistive touch, which if someone cannot direct target select and they don't have that control, they might have muscular dystrophy, multiple sclerosis, and might have a swipe gesture. Remember, not able to direct select. You can program in through assistive touch their gesture and have it respond as a direct selection touch. So again, you get the reason why we are going iPads is because it's so versatile, flexible, and accessible to all. Any questions? Because now I get into the fun stuff. I mean, it's all fun, right? But okay, I'm going to do some of this really quickly because I've been talking a lot. But iBooks is this is where textbooks are going. So hopefully in the adult learning world, through various means, Pearson, McGraw-Hill, all their textbooks eventually are going to be digitized, and they're already offering digitized text. But the really exciting part about digitizing text is anyone, because of accessibility options, can now access this textbook. Whereas before, you hand out the textbook, you have a huge variety of students in your class, or your student who you're tutoring might not be able to access it. So let me go here. When you launch into you guys are all going to want to go back to school after I show you this. Enhanced textbooks in iBooks. You get into the book, and this is what shows. Oh. This is a textbook, you guys. How different is that from when, well, some of you are younger. Many of you are younger than me, but this is your textbook. So does that make you want to just dive into this textbook on science, life on Earth? Not only that, I also have the capability, let me go, I can maneuver through really quickly into any of the areas. I can also, or chapters I should say. So now I'm working through, I can access this through VoiceOver, so students who are blind. Look at the quality on my iPad Air is phenomenal. I can also select, as we did before, and have it spoken aloud. Okay. The other very cool thing is, and really you can't do that with your regular textbook, can you? Unless someone's reading it for you, which does not create independence. But I love this feature too for all our learners. I can select that just by touching really lightly. And you see I have speak, search, note. I can add a little note to, like this is on the test, or I can highlight that information, but I can also instantly search the web, and built into this book is a dictionary, but I can also go out to Wikipedia for those visual learners. So and go to Google Image or Yahoo Image, and now I have access to a visual definition just from selecting that word in my digital textbook. And not only that, I can go tap on that and save that image to my photo library and use it in my writing document. So did I have to go to the side of the room to get my dictionary? Which a lot of students aren't going to do, adults in particular, right? I can access the information because it's read aloud to me. I can engage more in my textbook because it's not just decoding text. Here's another thing that's a nice feature. There I have closed caption assigned. Oh, I turned down the volume. Oh, here.
And have remained the same for all cells ever since.
So my student who is hearing impairment, who can't access the video, has closed captioning.
Genetic instructions in DNA. All organisms.
Okay, so think about that, and you can actually engage. This is, let's see what this is, cellularity.
All living things are made of cells.
You can engage in a lot of...
Walk in the sun can take up energy. Life is different.
So it just is a much different way of accessing information, engaging in the information, and learning. And so as the teacher, you could become facilitators. I'm going to show you another feature of this just by highlighting. Also, these books are fairly reasonably priced compared to regular textbooks. What's another advantage of digitized textbooks in terms of, pardon?
Like saving trees and paper?
Saving trees, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, reducing CO2, I mean, producing more oxygen, et cetera, for sure. But what about updating information? I mean, honestly, some libraries I could go to where there's books on that we're going to go to the moon one day. And updating information instantly by the book can be uploaded to the iBook bookstore. You have the book on your iBook bookshelf, and you have a notice that there's an update. So you're not reading dated material. That's huge. That's huge. You can't do that if you don't have digitized text. But I'm just going to show you, I can highlight information. Of course, it's up to you as the teacher to teach students how to highlight and what to highlight. But once I highlight important information, let me just show you how I can add a note. So if I add a note here, I'm going to show you another feature. It'll probably blow you away. I'm hoping it will anyway. So your students who have difficulty with written output, but these are the learners who they can tell you all about what they know, or about the organisms, or about what was just read to them, or what they read. But you're getting minimal amount of written output, whether it's from a pen or typing. So, but these are the students with great expressive language. I'm not gonna do a sentence that relates to the book right now, but I'm just gonna demonstrate. I'm using Siri built into these devices. Today I am demonstrating Siri on the iPad and voice output. Okay, so see what it did? Voice to text. And that is valid. That's that student, and I can also do that with Siri built into my keyboard. Those are your newer devices. I can go into any app and do voice to text. So mail, I can do searches on the web, I can do pages, Keynote, etc. And all of those, anywhere you're typing, you have that option to do voice to text. But the other neat feature when you're highlighting is I can go, this is a textbook, right? So all my highlights come up, and that I just did on whatever page throughout the whole book. And I can also export all of those out by email or select all. And I can transfer those into, it's going to, notes from, oh, that's interesting. Anyway, it's got all the notes, and I can pick them up in my mail, transfer them over to my writing app. Okay, so those are enhanced textbooks. Includes video. You have capability to interact with your textbooks. You can actually make textbooks in iBook Author on the Mac computers. And there are quizzes that engage the user at the end of every chapter. It's just an amazing way you can enhance engagement and learning in readers. Very quickly, this is another series of apps called Crack the Books. And this is what I love about this app and this series of apps. It's got the media, it's got audio, and beautiful audio. You can set different settings, again, pertaining to the individual user, which you can't not do in hard copy text. But this is the first app I've seen that does this. And for some of you, you might have quite diverse readers when you're teaching your courses. As you see, I can go to chapter 1, and this has video. It has all sorts of things as well. I can have the text read aloud. But what's really neat about this series of apps called Crack the Books is that you can change the reading level within the book immediately. Okay, so and this is the first app I've seen that allows that feature, but I guarantee you that's going to only increase. So I could, if you had a student at a higher reading level, you give them, might assign them to level 5, and you see the differences in the actual text that's presented, higher level text. So that's pretty exciting, don't you agree? And you cannot do that with hard copy text, obviously.
Is this a free app?
No. But I don't think it's that expensive per app. Might in this particular, it might be $12. You'd have to look at what. But still, I mean, I'm just showing you what's available. There are pictures, videos. There's maps. You can engage with the planet here and interact nicely with all the features and learn about seashores to sea floors. And they have a number of other books. So when you go to the iTunes store, that's something to look at. So when you're in iBooks, who reads iBook or buys books from iBooks? Anybody? Well, you pay, right? So you pay. But with this app, who uses Netflix? Come on, you guys. Netflix, $8 a month, and you access 1 million videos. Scribd app, you get an account, same as Netflix, but for books. And you can speak, select, and read aloud. And so I'll just demonstrate. You can load them onto your device for $8 a month, and you just read. So this is what my mom uses, because she was putting me out of house and home. Pardon?
Do they disappear after the month, or you can keep them?
They stay until you, well, they're going to stay until you read them. You can delete them off your device, right? So
every month new ones get added, I guess? Or
yeah, you just go back. I mean,
Netflix.
there's thousands and thousands of books that you have to choose from.
Some will stay there and you can read them again.
Yeah.
Like Netflix.
You pay $10 with conversion because it's US. But so tons and tons of books that you have access to, and you can select, or at least I could last night. There I go. So the same features I can have access to in iBooks or in Scribd and have it read aloud as well. Remember, audiobooks is another feature. You probably utilize those. Okay, Scribd, Scribd, the Netflix of books. It's excellent. So Navidis. Navidis is a really cool app for students with dyslexia. But lots of people really like this, including students and adults with visual impairments. So if I do my search, this one's called Navidis, Navidys. So I'm going to search for elephants again, and you see I get to this page. And again, think digitized text that you can't do with hard copy. You can't manipulate this. I could scrunch it up and throw it out and manipulate it. But now with this app, this is just a fantastic app. I go up, this is for accessing the web. We've asked them to build one for accessing scanned documents and Word documents, but they haven't replied yet. But instantly, I can just select the size of the text, and it modifies that. This is Dyslexie, which is the actual font. So every student with this device can be individualizing the font, the size of the font. Here. So Dyslexie is actually a font designed for students with dyslexia, and research shows that they enhance their access to information using this font. But I could change it to Helvetica. I can change it to Gill Sans, and remember, individualize. So each student around the room might be accessing through a different font, depending upon their personal preference. So, but the other really neat thing is the distance. I can manipulate the distance between the lines. And Anita, who works with me, she does most of the assessments of students with learning disabilities. And she said she worked with a few students who they could not, with the regular distance, just that feature, so distance between the lines and also distance between the letters and the words. She said with the regular settings, students had just such difficulty accessing this information. Alter some of those settings, line spacing and distance between letters, and they could access it, decoding themselves. They don't need the text-to-speech. You can't do that with this, can you? Am I nagging about that? But you really can't. This is fixed print. And once it's digitized and uploaded, it wouldn't take me too long to upload this to my website. I can manipulate it. How cool is that? I also have other features that I can set. All of these apps have built-in settings that allow you to further individualize. So this is 1144. This is one really important app that is set apart from the others, and that is when you do hand out the hard copy, which is valid. UDL, some kids really like the hard copy and do very well with it. UDL is, again, addressing all learners, except you're going to hand this out and it's not accessible. This is the Bistro room service menu. Not that I took advantage of that last night, but obviously inaccessible to many students. With Read Iris, used to be a $40 app. Now it's down under $10. Very easy to use. I'll just launch it. What I'm going to do, and this can happen with any of your devices, is, because I have the built-in camera, right? I'm going to go to plus. Tell me if it's not working. I'm going to take a picture. And the lighting in here isn't perfect, so I'll use the other example that I had. So I just hold it steadily, take the picture, use photo. It's going to bring it in. And I'm going to go to this one because I know it worked, but it's the same process. top right-hand corner, I'm going to go out and open in. It's going to scan that. Actually, it's scanning both of them, so I should have selected that page only. And I'm going to open them in an app called Claro PDF, which is very, like it might be 99 cents. And what this allows me to do is now pinch out. So now I can manipulate this, right? It could be a page from a textbook. It also could be a fill in the blank, because I can type on this as well. I can use my voice to text. I can use all sorts of things and then send it out to my teacher via email, which is everything that we're doing in our school system. This is what kids are doing. So I'm going to just show you.
Chef Sup of the Moment 5. Served with garlic breadsticks.
Probably making you hungry.
Seafood chowder 10.
Is that amazing? How long did it take me to make this accessible? The hard part is keeping the, the thing still. Right. So,
Changes to the document?
yeah. With Claro PDF, I can type on this. So I can also add my name, Barbara Welsford. Okay, oh, spelt it wrong. So what I could do is just go back and edit it, and that will read aloud as well. So think about a fill in the blank test. I can have access to it, take a picture of that test, auditorily have listened to it. I can respond to it in Claro PDF right at my desk with headphones, and then I can email it out to you as the teacher. So I'm going to embed the annotations and send, and there it goes. B. Welsford. I'm going to send that, and it's gone out. So immediate access also benefits students with visual impairments, attention deficit disorder. I can access my dictionary in my test of the room service menu, have it read aloud, and which would create great barriers if I just had presented it in hard copy. This is what mobile devices can do. So 24/7, if I'm out and I need to read something at the grocery store, I can take a picture of it and immediately have it read back. If I, well, you can think of all the scenarios, on the job, etc. So you probably all heard of Khan Academy, right? Khan Academy is a tremendous resource, free, lessons online that this one is about, what is it about? Well, empires before World War II. So this can read aloud, will speak aloud, and it also gives you the script.
You normally see where you just see the country map.
So I can make it larger, I can make it smaller, sorry about that. I have the script, I can share that script out. Or I could download that right to my device, and I wouldn't have to be online, because this requires you to be online. The variety of lessons is huge, and again, it's free. It's a great story. You should Google Khan Academy and what the background is of this particular app, because it's pretty exciting. And the value in this that we do recommend, there's all sorts of apps that have online video tutorials. Those students who need repeat, and who has time to do that repetition, they have access to access to that lesson at their own pace whenever they want, and do it privately. So it really ties in nicely, this kind of feature in these mobile devices, to adult learning.
The goal of this video
so this is another,
since you write down all the numbers in order.
The only thing I don't like about Khan Academy is when they're doing math, they use a really small fluorescent pencil, and it's not visually accessible. You've got, this is math, who teaches math here? So you've got all sorts of these apps. Now you pay for these apps, but again, these are video tutorials. And by the way, with apps like Explain Everything or Educreation, which is a free app, we have teachers actually developing their own video tutorials, 1 minute, 2 minute long, firing them up to YouTube for access to those students. It's actually quite easy to do.
So you said Educreation.
Oh my
To
goodness.
add the integers,
Yeah. So this is just a video tutorial.
5, let's start with a number line.
Okay, so 24/7, that's and at your own pace. So again, ties in nicely. So Educreation, Explain Everything is another app that, there are quite a few of them that does screen capture. So they're used really nicely for math. And I'll just show you an example of one of our teachers. We have many. I'm just going to do a search for her, Amy Peveril. And what she does is make these video tutorials really quickly, easily with an app and immediately upload. She can do it within a couple of minutes. Here's an example of one, add closed captioning, keeping it nice and simple.
Supplementary angles are 2 or more angles that
So
add
this is
to
Amy.
180 degrees. So in this example, angle A plus angle B will add up to 180
This is
degrees.
using Explain Everything.
So we know that
app.
angle A is 130 degrees.
Okay,
And we
so
want to figure,
just keep that in mind. You have that other feature of using these devices as enhancing your lessons to those students. In some of these ones of hers, we've added closed captioning. So again, it's accessible to all students and very, very easy to do. So you can tell your students that, you know, here's this lesson. If I'm going to do my explicit teaching, show you once or twice, and then this is where you can revisit it if you're having difficulty. This is an app called Long Division Touch, and it's all about interacting with learning dividing. And I'll just show you. It does have a help lesson, but let's do this one. So I'm interacting with this after I've done the lesson, and I'm just dragging that 12 down. I'm going to see how many times 12 goes into 49. If I go too high, that's not a good thing. I can correct it. But again, and I have to bring 12 down. And notice how interactive and engaged, and I'm really getting it. I think I learned this previously, but. And it has a whole lot of features. There is a free version of those series. If you want more, you obviously have to buy. So math terms, free. Yeah.
There's also one almost exactly like that for algebra,
Yeah.
which is really good, and you can even input your own problems. So they can input the problem out of the book if they wanted and manipulate it.
Algebra touch, yeah. So they're interacting. They could be doing it on the bus on the way home, or, you know, you're hoping they are. Again, 24/7 access, and that's hard to do when you don't have a pen and paper. So this one, our teachers love this. When I teach my grad courses, they just swoon when they see this. Is called, I don't know if you saw the app, Math Terms. It's a free app. There's also one called Math Dictionary, and this is basically cognitive credit cards to go. So if I want to find out about angles, it's all in alphabetical order, I can just tap on angle, and I can also have it in Spanish. I can have this read aloud through the speak selection, and it will explain. So it gives you really the definition of all these math terms. Okay, so keep that in mind. That is a free app, and it's exceptional. We're running out of time. I just want to show you some very cool ones. We have The Montessori, if you're teaching basic literacy, there's all sorts of apps for basic literacy, reading remediation. If you're teaching life skills, anyone teaching life skills to adults here, they've got Functional Skills Series app by Conover.
Welcome to the Functional Skills.
And these are
Select
all
the video you want to watch.
video tutorials on related to specific work skills in this case. So
Application.
this is free. So you can
This word
go
says
over what an application is and have them
An
review.
application is a form you fill out when applying for a job. The application form may ask you for such things as
It's by Conover Company. So if you're in the App Store, look for Conover Company and Functional Skills Series, because they have hundreds. Great for students with autism. We do a lot of video modeling in our board for kids K to 12 on different features. If you're, what? Conover, Conover. If you're teaching different, now this might not, I don't know if you teach this in some of your GED or other programs at the adult level, but again, this is an app that's called Frog Dissection. Here's, this will go through the life cycle of the frog. And again, it's an example of the diversity and flexibility of these iPads. Affordable apps that are interactive learning. So I'm just dragging my finger. How cool is that? Like, you're not going to forget that. And you can see the life cycle of the frog when I go home. You can also have videos about frogs. There are interactive activities. And we can
Place the specimen in the dissection pan ventral side up. Select the pins from the tools. Pin the limbs to the dissection pan to keep the frog in place.
You get the idea. And think of all the frogs we could save. They're very important indicator species, right? We don't want to...
Use the marker to draw a horizontal line and a vertical line on the specimen.
When I was in university,
tools. Make a vertical incision
we dissected
on the lot.
cats.
Make a horizontal incision above the forelimbs.
Okay.
Now make another horizontal incision above the hind limb. Raise it outwards slowly.
So are you picking up the forceps? Are you ready? Just before lunch?
Repeat the same for the other side. Select scissors from tools and make a vertical incision on the muscle along the midline. Select the forceps.
Here we go.
Hold the muscle with the forceps and then select the scalpel from tools.
Oh, wait. I'm doing
Make a horizontal incision of the muscle above the forelimbs using the scalpel.
Whatever. Anyway, it opens it up and then you can identify the different parts, and you don't have to, if you're the least bit queasy about, I was going to say a live frog, but it wouldn't be a live frog, then that's a, and think of the cost involved in getting in a classroom those animals to dissect. I got to show you some output apps very quickly. We have Pages, iMovie, Keynote, GarageBand, all free when you buy a new device. Okay, so Pages is like Word. Keynote is basically PowerPoint, which is better. That's what I use for all of my presentations. GarageBand are all the different musical instruments. And, but I want to show you, do you guys use graphic organizers, organization for, so Tools for Students is very, very popular in our board. And this Tools for Students, pretty reasonably priced. You have 25 to 30 already made graphic organizers. And as you can see, you have an LCD in a class, or even if you're working with a student one-to-one, you're doing a KWL chart, what I know, what do I want to know, what I learned. I can easily type in my name. I can use the voice to text, right? So it's accessible. and fill all of that in and then export it out by email to the teacher or to myself to use. So those are already made graphic organizers that apply to many different classes. But and one other one that I'll end with that we utilize extensively for students with written output issues, specifically those students who have difficulty with spelling, and their spelling is just so bad that the regular word prediction in any software or device is not picking it up. What's very cool about this app, who knows co-writer software? Word prediction. So this is now an app. It's our most powerful word prediction app and software. We don't really use the software much anymore. And you can get very specific with the word prediction dictionaries that are made, and this is why. I'm going to go up to this little book on the shelf up there, and I've already got, we'll write about Nova Scotia, and let's write about the Nova Scotia. What it's going to do is scrape the web. So I'm writing about a subject, Nova Scotia, and I need support with writing about Nova Scotia, right? Because my spelling isn't so good, but I have all the knowledge up here. So let's write about the Nova Scotia Liberal Party. And we'll also assign one for Nova Scotia. So it scraped the web immediately, and what I'm going to do now is start writing about Nova Scotia. And I have the capability of formulating the sentence. I have all the knowledge. It's just that if I want to write Nova Scotia as a province in Canada, which these students who need this could tell you, and you're going, yeah, now write it. They're picking up a pencil or typing with no extra supports, and what might they be writing? Not much. Or CVC words, or it is a, what? Good. Maybe province, if province is written up on the board somewhere. But you know they have the knowledge. So we don't want to evaluate them on what they wrote. We want to give them the assistive technology to allow them to show what they know. So Nova Scotia, I put an N in, which they can get, and it's predicted immediately because I have a topic dictionary. If I'm not sure, I can swipe to the left. Nova Scotia. I can swipe to the left and it will read it, that button. So Nova Scotia is A. I can type it in. A. So province, I can just put the P in and it's going to predict. Province. How cool is that? So this, it's not putting words in the student's mouth. It's not cheating because they've already formulated the sentence, right? It's using the supports to show what they know. Is a province in, and I'll put I can probably, and there it is on that fourth. Let's see if I can. Canada. Well, you can swipe it before you select. Nova Scotia is a province in Canada. Okay, so really it's our top word prediction app that allows students to really show what they know. And to share that out button, I can mail it out. I could interface with Twitter because you want to really spell well in Twitter or Facebook. I can put my document to Dropbox, copy it to the clipboard, take it into another app, and work from there.
What was it called?
Co-writer. Yeah. Co-writer. All one word squished together. So this is oh, that's not going to work. That wasn't too smart of me. Hold on a minute.
I think it was starting to turn.
Was it?
You had your
It will only go vertically, though. Darn it.
turn it there.
Okay, I'll try again. It won't. No, I should have thought of that. Who has a, okay, I'll just fix it. These are your handouts, but who uses QR codes here? Anybody got QR code scanner on there? Yeah, so we use that in education as well. If you have all your stuff on an iPad, on the web, QR code scanning app, and students just come up with that scanning app, scan it, and they're instantly at that website. Huge, huge advantage for education. Very fun, engaging. But it's this, maybe I can get this to you in a different way. How are all your other handouts in hard copy? Yeah? We never do hard copy, so.
If we have phones, can't we take a picture and then do that feature that you said?
You sure can, yeah. Yeah. But that's the URL in Dropbox, but it's kind of long.
You could get them to put it on like the Literacy Nova Scotia website.
I can give it to Marie, and then she can get it out to you. She must have all your information. Because you have that placemat, right, which you might want to access. And I didn't mention all those icons on that placemat. You click on them on a computer or you touch them, and it takes you to the Apple Store and gives you more information on those apps. It's an interactive document.
Is that only if you're working on an Apple?
No.
Okay, so my...
Well, the apps, the PDF, you can access on any device, computer or whatever. The apps are specific to iPads, iPod Touches, iPhone, iPad Mini. So,
Is there an email we could reach you at too?
Wells, yeah, okay, let's do
Speakers
this.
just gave us their email and we would
All right, good. B. Welsford, WELSFORD, at eastlink.ca. Just ask me for the handout link and I'll fire it off to you. Perfect.
That'll include all those apps and everything.
Yep. Yeah, there's four or five documents in that Dropbox folder. You don't need Dropbox either. You just need to go to the link and download. And it's in PDF. And share what you want. So, yeah. But if you're really excited, you can take a picture of that and then scan it later on. That's another nice feature of the mobile devices. You can snap pictures of the whiteboard or chalkboard if you're using it. Yeah, here. Or that, whatever. Scanning apps are free. QR code scanning apps are free, by the way. Any questions? You're all going to go out and get an iPad? iPad Mini?
I am.
It's very...
All of the stuff you talked about, do you know if any of that is available in French? Or is it all English?
Yeah. The Apple Store, the App Store has a French side to it. So, and of course the devices, these devices you can change to French, you can change to German, and the whole device becomes available in another language. I don't know how many languages, but quite a few.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, that was awesome.
Oh, that was
Thank
really
you.
awesome.